Baby. Who needs enemies when you got friends like this? Okay. Hey, deep thinkers, and welcome back to Dr. Monica Nicole with me, Dr. Monica Nicole. This is the home of the deep thinkers, honey, because here we go deep, 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 deep into those conversations that are deeper than the surface. No matter how much people be trying to make you feel, oh, this ain't that deep. Yes, it is. Sometimes it really is that deep. So we're gonna be having this morning coffee together. I have a workout class in like an hour, and I was like, I need to talk about this now because I recently saw this video, well, this post on Threads, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to talk about this in a whole video because what I had to say was not just a one sentence quote. You get what I'm saying? But first, I want to say shout out to all of you all who have subscribed to the channel, all of you all who have been watching, liking, sharing, hyping the video up. I still don't understand how hypes work. I don't have hypes. Like, I don't, how do y'all find, like, what is that? Can somebody let me know what the comments? Okay. And shout out to I Am in Divine Flow for joining the Deep Thinkers membership tier. Thank you for joining the vibe and joining the tribe. If you are interested in extra content, early video releases, all of that jazz, check out my different membership tiers here on YouTube. Okay. So it's like 6 in the morning, y'all. It's 6 in the morning. And I actually kind of like how back in the United States, the daylight savings time is in effect because at first I was 3 hours ahead of like the normal timing, and now it's only 2 hours, and that is so much better for me because running my classes and stuff in the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation, baby, that was a lot. Okay. And if y'all didn't know, the membership for the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation is open for you all to enroll. This is for the live cohort. This semester is for those of you all who are interested in starting your own communities, interested in starting your own courses, learning how to teach, learning how to coach. All of those details are back inside of the school, and you're also going to be connected to a community who are also getting it. Okay. So if you need to be around more go getters and people who are serious about their okay, you need to be with the butterflies and the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation. Okay. And that goes a lot into even with this conversation of what we're going to be getting into today of who you surround yourself with really matters. Okay. A lot of times we're told, oh, don't leave, your old people and things of that nature when you start doing better. But what I'm about to share with you all is a big reason why I say you need to most times. This isn't all the time, but this is most times because, baby, the people who think this is okay, it's just like, what? Okay. And I'm so happy that the comment that got the most views have more, I'm not most views, but the more like engagement has more engagement than the original comment because what? Anyway, so the post said, is it bad to feel like your friend isn't reading the room when she knows you're in a financial hardship but keeps telling you about trips she's taking, things she's buying, etc.? It's just kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'm flawed. So the comment that had more engagement than the post said, yes, you could be in a tough spot and still be excited for your friend. Expecting them to not share their wins because you're not winning right now is quite selfish of you. And I want to get into this because on one side, we'll hear, say the friend, stop telling her the things that she's doing. Oh, she just pushed me to the side. She don't like me no more, da 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 da. If she was trying to be considerate of feelings and stuff, right? The friend is probably not even thinking about the fact of like, oh, this is making her feel a certain type of way. And why do we like to project onto other people because we're not happy where we are in our life? Okay. I never understood that. I've never been that type of friend. I've been around people who had more than me all the time. Like, it excited me. It motivated me to get my shit together. It made me want to aspire to something. It's like being around that type of energy. It was like gas to me. I never sat back and was like, woe is me. I'm going through this. So you shouldn't be sharing this. You shouldn't be living your life. It's just like, what type of what? And this is why it's so dangerous to have friends like this. It's dangerous to have friends like this. I'm sorry, because she would have got called a bad friend if she would have stopped hanging around her and talking about it. Like, if a friend has to tippy toe around what they share, how they share in regards to their life to try to keep your feelings intact, that is not a friend. And you're not a friend to them. There is a way to be happy for someone else, even if your life is not where it needs to be. And that's why it's so important. Honestly, I feel like it's safer for us all to hang around other people who love their life. It is so important for us to hang around other people who love their life. Because when you're hanging around people who don't, or who are having all these different issues, all this drama, it's like it brings this unnecessary heaviness oftentimes. And it's like, in a way, they start to make you responsible for their feelings. They start to make you responsible for what they're going through. They start to make you subconsciously responsible for how their life is. When no, maybe you need to be changing and looking at your subconscious energy. Maybe you need to be having a conversation with yourself internally of, first, why am I feeling like this? Or maybe I should go to therapy to sit with this. Or maybe I need to get my ass up and do something different to create the life that I really desire. This is literally the definition of envy. This is the definition of envy. Okay. Because then someone else said, so if she stops telling you about trips and things she's buying, is she then a distant friend? Imagine your friend stops talking to you because you're broke. You will feel a type of way. And it happens. But the reality is that I understand why some people do it, because the reality is that the energy that you allow yourself to be around, you start to take it on. So for example, that friend whose life is going great, all that other jazz, every time she gets around people who they're not happy with their life, issues are going on, she has to start to limit her energy. And that's the thing. When you're in a room full of other people who love their life and other people who are winners, when you share your good news, it doesn't sound like bragging. And that's why it's hard to stay with the same people once you reach a certain place. It's hard to stay in the same rooms once you've elevated to a certain place. I don't care what anyone says. Can it happen? Yes. I'll take me as an example of having a friend who was living out of the country and stuff before me. You know what I'm saying? When they moved to Asia, having people who had successful multi six figure businesses. Okay. It didn't make me hate them or have jealousy or envy towards them. It was something I'm just like, dang, okay, I see what's possible. I see what you're doing. I started to want to learn from them. I started to, observe. I started to identify, like, okay, how can I work on myself? You get what I'm saying? Not once did I feel like, oh, why you doing all this? Why you sharing all this? Because my life is like this. They're not responsible for us. No one else is responsible for us. And a true friendship would consist of you not having to hold back parts of yourself. It's us being able to accept each other, love each other, whether we're happy with our personal life or not. And this is the type of stuff that it just makes you not even want to be around people who are unhappy with their life. It makes you not want to surround yourself with people who are always struggling, because they only want to connect with you on the struggle. And there's a reason why we see that a lot on social media, where they want you to show your struggles. They want you to always talk about what's going bad. What's wrong with us watching luxury content? What's wrong with us just hearing people talk about how things are going good and what they're building? Because a lot of people don't want to be pushed out of their comfort zone. They're comfortable in their misery. They're comfortable in their misery. And it's not safe to be around these type of people. It is not safe to be around these type of people whatsoever. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I actually had a friend who they felt like they didn't have anything to contribute. And this was even before I started, moving and all this other jazz. Um, when around the time when I first got into like full-time entrepreneurship, and I will always hear them, talk about money problems and things of this nature, right? And I didn't judge. I'm just like, shit, I got my shit going on too, but I'm not sitting here making it the center of my personality. And that may just be that, my own personal energy is just, I use that as fuel to evolve myself and grow myself. You get what I'm saying? And so they would be like, oh, well, I don't really feel like I have anything to talk about. So they started pulling away from me because they felt like they didn't have anything to talk about or to contribute within the conversation, because they felt like, their life was in a certain place and my life was in a certain place. But in reality, this goes back to the video that I posted yesterday on why some people stop supporting you when you stop winning. Because if you were with someone in the struggle, y'all started off together in the struggle, and then you get out of the struggle, their identity of you, how they viewed you, how they saw you, how they defined you, the hierarchy of you is now shifted. And now they have to look at themselves realistically, because how they compared themselves to you, it's changed now. And a lot of people who say that they're your friend or all this other jazz, they literally are just comparing themselves to you. This is not everyone, but it's a lot of people. And that's why a lot of successful people hang with other successful people, because the reality is that the subconscious minds, the subconscious contracts, they're different. And you oftentimes get this type of stuff when you're hanging around a bunch of people who are not happy with their life and where their life is going, versus them trying to learn from you and investing in that process, or even investing in you. So say you made it out past a certain thing, right? You learned how to make X amount of money and now you're teaching other people to do it. That same person who's not happy with their life, most likely they would invest in someone else to teach them over you, because it's you. You were once where they were. Why would I pay you? They still want to see you as being an equal. Them investing in you, them paying you, all this other jazz is now saying that you have something that they don't. It's them having to admit to themselves that this person who I've defined as X, Y, and Z inside of my life and inside of my mind, they're not that. They're not that of the fantasy of what I've had in my head. And so then me investing in them to help me, or to, guide me in a certain way, is making my delusion show that it's a delusion. So they will go pay a grifter, they'll go pay 10 times the amount of what you're charging to someone else that's not you, because they can't accept the fact that you've really gotten out of that situation. And it's a cold world that we live in, but we have to remember that it's also, those are subconscious reflections. So for example, a lot of people, when they make it out in a certain aspect in their life, they do have some of those subconscious fears of, well, what if I'm not relatable anymore? Or what if people don't want to, mess with me anymore because of X, Y, and Z? So the people that they're surrounded by or they attract, they perpetuate those subconscious feelings and mindsets, because everyone is literally just a mirror of a subconscious piece of ourselves. Be around people who are mirroring versions of themselves that you're in or you're elevating to. This type of shit right here, if I saw this friend pop up on my internet, timeline, I wouldn't even talk to this friend anymore. Now, this could very much so be just a clickbaity post or whatever the case is, but I wouldn't even talk to this person anymore. I wouldn't. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And that's just because over time, my discernment has gotten much better. Now, am I saying that people who are sick, damn, all my coffee gone, these little small coffee cups. Am I saying that people who are successful shouldn't be around people who are not? No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that it's a higher risk of issues like this happening. Because, like I said, I have been that person who was in a place where I was not happy with life. I was not happy with how things are going. Hell, things are not just perfect in my life now, but I choose to look at the beauty of my life. I don't choose to ruminate over what's not going good. I don't choose to ruminate over what's going horrible in my life. A lot of people want to see you down. And even on here, like the video when I was crying about, some things of that nature, a bunch of people showed up because I'm crying, I'm down, I'm not looking like I'm at a certain place. But as soon as my energy has shifted to another place, them people, I ain't seen them since. It's a subconscious contract that many people have, and you have to learn how to remove yourself from it. It's not your responsibility. That's just not your problem. Not your problem at all. At all. But I think I'm about to start doing more of these reaction conversation and videos of things that I see online because what? But y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below. Have you ever had a friend who did this to you? Or were you ever that friend who things weren't going great for you, but your friend had everything going good for them? They had a husband, they had like all the things that you wanted and you didn't have. How was that for you? You get what I'm saying? Or did you have someone else who was in that space? Definitely let me know down below inside of the comments. I thank y'all for being here in this space. If you're not already a deep thinker, definitely go ahead and get subscribed to the channel. Enjoy, join in the conversation down below inside of the chat. And if you're interested in extra content, early releases, all that jazz, join the membership program here on YouTube. But I thank y'all for being here. I love you all. And I need you to remember sometimes it really is that deep. Bye.